Philo, the manager of the college, and my old student, Sister Janet, principal of the college, Dr. Dawson, Dr. George Andrews, my very precious Chetan, and Mr. Cherian Andrews, who is 97 years old and yet has come all the way to attend this function. Chevalier Abraham Arakel, cousins, very affectionate cousin brothers of Sheena. That is Mr. Joseph Verghese, Fabian Gunnel, sister and husband of Sheena, Jerry, that I should speak a few words on this occasion about Ivy. My thoughts flew back to the days when we were classmates. I have 72 years of experience in her company. So I feel that the time given to me is too short to do justice to my cousin Ivy. Ivy is doubly related to me. She is my father's youngest sister's only daughter and my mother's eldest brother's only daughter. She was born in the village of Manakodam but had to come to Ernakulam because her father got a job in a British firm in the Wellington Island, in a company in Wellington Island. So they relocated to Ernakulam, where my father had already established himself in the city. Ivy and myself, we sat on the same bench. I recollect my primary school days with her. We sat on the same bench, we played together, we studied together, we went to the same church, we went to the same park, we went to the same cinema theatre, that is the America Theatre. In those days, only once in 6 months we were allowed to go for a film, and we always pushed Ivy to get permission to go for it. And also I remember how we had our first Holy Communion together on the same day. Ivy was being the only daughter of my uncle and aunt, when in all the other families, when there were 11, 10 and 9 and 12 children for each parent, she was the cynosure of all eyes. She was the center of attraction, and I used to feel a bit jealous of her. She told me, look here, this is not fair. Apapa and Mama always allow the boys to have bath in the tank first, but we are not going to tolerate it. I also screwed her up and said, come on, let's go. And we went and told our grandfather, this is not fair. Our grandfather was a person with keen sense of humor and a sense of justice, and he told us, okay, this time you all have your bath. So all of us, clad in our small towels or coat as it was called, we all started our bath, and we wouldn't get out. So the boys got irritated and they went and complained to the grandfather. They brought the grandfather near the tank, and even though the grandfather told us to get up and come, we refused. So my grandfather called each one of the boys and whispered into their ears something. We all ran to the so-called Maraveli, and we refused to give undu, or torta, to the boys. Ivy did not stop with that, because many of us have long hair, long and thick hair, which will take a lot of time to get dried out. My mama also agreed, and that was my first experience of the women's liberation movement with Ivy as studied well. My studies in St. Teresa's College, St. Teresa's High School. After that, she joined for a PG course in Vimala College, Richur. And it was before her PG results were out that she had the fortune to marry the most eligible bachelor, the most intelligent, eligible and very famous bachelor of the times, Dr. George Andrews. Singular. And this is how he has described it. Before noon on May 1st, 1963, we were man and wife, and my bride looked marvelously charming when dressed up for the occasion. She was transferred to the ideal woman I had in mind. And I must say that Ivy's wedding was one of the most well-organized and beautifully arranged weddings that I have ever attended. Yes, Ivy, the beautiful flower, blossomed fully under the care of her husband, George Andrews. I consider him as a perfect gentleman. According to the definition of Cardinal Newman's idea of a university, the definition given by Cardinal Newman in his idea of a university is this. This is true in the case of Sheena. This is true in the case of all successful girls. And Ivy blossomed into a beautiful flower under the touch of Dr. Andrews. I wish all unmarried girls here will get husbands like Dr. George Andrews, who will take care of their wives and help them to blossom fully in their lives. When Dr. George Andrews married Ivy, he was lecturer at Revagiri College, Calicut. After that, he came to Federal College because the management there offered a lecturership to Ivy also. They are responsible for the great development of the Federal College. And I know that the names of both Ivy and Dr. George Andrews is written in letters of gold in the history of that institution. Ivy was a wonderful teacher. And when I phoned up to my daughter, when my daughter phoned up to me from New Zealand to wish me on my 77th birthday on last Thursday, I told her casually that I'm going to talk about Ivy, and she said, Amma, please tell the audience that Ivy Perama was not only a great teacher, but she was also a very, very loving person. And unlike other women, as a woman, she was never a gossip monger. She always appreciated where there was all those who had merit, and she was a generous giver. Also, she was a very good cook, and I think Sheena and her sister, they have acquired that quality from her. Our excellence, but also as a friend and mother. The students told him that she, with her advice, understanding and care, has. These are some of the things that I would like to share with you about. Ivy is in her grave. After lives have done well in instituting, gone to Russian scene and graced his fragrance in the desert air, sang the poet Murray, but forever. And I'm sure Sheena will shower a lot of blessings on her family members and the English department.
Dear man, very few of us here